When we begin to see that chasing happiness creates tension, another question naturally arises. If I am not meant to force life into happiness, then who is the one trying so hard to control it? Most of our anxiety comes from a single assumption, the belief that there is a separate self inside us, standing apart from the world, responsible for managing everything. This imagined self feels fragile. It feels exposed. It feels as though it must constantly defend itself against life. And so it plans, worries, compares, and resists. But take a moment and look closely. Where exactly is this self? Is it in your thoughts? Thoughts come and go. Is it in your emotions? They rise and fall. Is it in your body? Even the body is always changing. The self you are trying to protect is not a solid thing. It is a story made of memories, labels, and expectations, endlessly repeated by the mind. And because the story feels personal, we take it very seriously. We say, "This is happening to me. I must figure this out. I must control the outcome." But life was never meant to be controlled by a narrator. Life is happening effortlessly, all by itself. Your heart beats without permission. Your breath moves without instruction. Your thoughts appear without being summoned. Even the attempt to control arises on its own. So who exactly is in charge? When you begin to see this, something loosens. You realize that the sense of being a separate controller was never real in the first place. It was a useful illusion, but an illusion nonetheless. And this illusion is the root of fear. Fear exists because the imagined self believes it must survive, succeed, and remain important. It fears failure because failure threatens the story. It fears silence because silence has no identity. It fears uncertainty because uncertainty cannot be controlled. But life itself has no such fear. Life moves forward regardless of your plans. It unfolds without asking for approval. It includes success and failure, pleasure and pain, birth and death. All is part of the same dance. The problem is not uncertainty. The problem is resistance to uncertainty. When you stop resisting, uncertainty becomes freedom. Think of standing in the ocean. If you fight the waves, you exhaust yourself. If you try to dominate the water, you sink. But when you relax and float, the ocean holds you. Life works the same way. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means trusting the process that has always been carrying you. And here is the strange discovery. The moment you stop trying to control life, life feels more alive. Colors seem richer. Moments feel fuller. Even challenges lose their sharp edge. Not because they disappear, but because they are no longer personal enemies. They are simply events. This shift does not make you passive or careless. It makes you responsive instead of reactive. You still act. You still choose. But action flows naturally, without the constant burden of self-judgment. You are no longer acting against life. You are acting with it. And in that cooperation, fear begins to dissolve. Not all at once, not dramatically, but gently, like fog lifting in the morning sun. You begin to sense that you are not a stranger in the universe. You are not something dropped into existence by accident. You are what the universe is doing at this moment. The same way a wave is what the ocean is doing right now. Sentis, why life is no longer something you must survive. It becomes something you can trust. And trust changes everything.